Hi guys and welcome. This is week 4 recap. Right, so we're wrapping up the week where everyone should have finished their projects. In Sweden, at least, I think it was amazing beach weather, which I think could explain why not so many people maybe have been at workshops. I don't know, or everything was crystal clear and everyone completed their projects and now just resting, but I don't think so. I can see in the course statistics that there are quite a lot of people that maybe kind of gave up about week 2. And I'm guessing it's due to the hardware problems, right? Not being delivered. And if you are with us today and still thinking about it, I'd say that please don't give up, because you still have the whole summer to complete your project. Maybe you won't have as much support as during this first intensive course weeks, but we will try to answer questions here and there on Discord, and you do get a lot more time until the next deadline. So there are always at least 2 retakes in Swedish universities. So there will be a full-on week of presentations and report submissions in August. Now we decided that it will be week 34. So put 19th and 20th in your calendars. That's when school also normally starts. That's when we try to have another attempt to wrap this up. And after that, probably 3 weeks after, there will be a deadline for completion of previous assignments and final retake, sort of without retaking the whole course. So that is that I want to say. But now we are focusing then on peer reviews and project report submissions and signing up for presentations, right? So a lot of you ask questions on Discord, and we try to always refer you first to the announcements. So like if you don't check anything on Discord, check this channel always, and especially the pinned messages, right? So let's see here. If we go back to what happened this week, right, is that it is now possible to sign up for presentations, right? Joachim, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so as Oksana said, we posted. I actually believe we will actually remind you of this. I was thinking about doing it later today, so you don't miss out on booking your presentation slot next week. But you are free to choose any of the spots that you like. You will have to attend the whole session, though, and you won't know for sure which one will be your time slot during that session. So... Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think it was a bit confusing also. So this is a bit, I'm not going to open this file because it has your names in it here in the video. But please make sure that you scroll both to the side if you want a higher grade, you want to sign up on Thursday, and also below. I think the evening session is very popular. That's when we try to have like all 3 rooms open and so on. Yeah, so but a lot of people like ask me about this, but just scroll down. We have an evening session if you are working, so you can still participate, and it's totally fine to just have us in the background and just be ready to present. You maybe don't have to be like super stressed for the whole 3 hours, right? But do please ask questions to your fellow students when you are there. This is an exchange, right, of knowledge as well. Yeah, so we covered that, right? And
also, we've had a couple of students asking if they can attend by phone because they're going to join in late, and that is also totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're like, as you can hear us and we can hear you for that time is okay. And then when you're presenting yourself, then strongly suggest Wi-Fi, desktop, and like a proper setup. And then there are again like recurring questions about presentations, and there is a video, I think, in the YouTube playlist with your Kim tips, right, for presentation. We also talked a lot about it at the beginning of this week, so check the Monday video for more tips. Higher grade discussions, how is that going? Are we sort of wrapped up with that?
Yeah, we wrapped up on Wednesday, I believe. We had the last higher project discussion, higher grade project discussions.
Yeah, so if you want to jump in the last minute high grade train, I guess it's still possible, but maybe for August then. So if you still think that you want to complete your more ambitious project, please let me know then during the summer break, so we can plan August presentations accordingly. But for this round, we kind of we've done with that schedule. Then I posted somewhere in the beginning of the week, I posted the assignment for submitting a report for peer review, right? And there I saw that some reports are in Swedish, or presentations like the video presentations are in Swedish. So please, it is in the course. There's a description requirements. It says the course is in English, so the submissions have to also be in English. This is part of the course plan. So now it's your chance to sort of adjust that. I guess if you just have a presentation video with Swedish in your report, that is okay, but please translate your reports in English. Do also proofread them, and then that's what the peer review is also to kind of see if you missed anything before the final submission and your presentation, right? So the deadline now for this round of the course is on Sunday. So you still have the weekend to submit your report for peer review on Canvas, and I think you have 2 more extra days to submit your peer reviews. Then you don't have to have completed the report when you are presenting, so don't stress out about that. Focus on just completing the project, right? You will have also a few days, right, next week to really polish on your report before final submission and grading. All right, and then as as peer reviews has been a huge question mark. So you found this older video of Fredrik, and I think it still stands. Right. You can say a few words about that, and I will switch now the screen to Canvas, because I also wanna show something there.
Yeah, but basically, once you've submitted your report for peer reviewing, on the right-hand side, you'll see 2, I think it says anonymous report or anonymous student. You'll have to click on one of those, and then in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see something that says show rubric, and that's where you do the peer reviewing.
Yeah, so if I now fiddle with all my screens together, let's see. I took one of the examples here of the correctly filled in peer review. I think in the beginning, I didn't understand myself what the hell is happening in Canvas, to be honest. So just bear with that. I think it could have been done much better. But this is what happens if you click on the show rubric. I mean, this is already done peer review. So this is how it's supposed to look like, both for the student that's receiving it, and then for me, and other teachers that's gonna grade it. If you just fill in the comment on the side, it's first of all, it's not enough space, and then it doesn't show up on Canvas as you completed peer review. So only if you fill in this rubric, which should be called something else, is a grade assessment template, maybe something like that. And here you can there is this thing. You can also add comments. So if you, especially then if you graded something, let's see, there was here's everything is green. But if you graded something less than max points, please do include a comment on that. So it's like treat it a little bit as like you're commenting on each thing in HackMD or GitHub, right? As a peer review on those systems. Then maybe for next year we do something better, because like when there are, I think there are like 400 students and maybe 200 active at the moment, and there's like, it's very difficult to follow like who commented where. So please just use this rubric thing to get a complete on your assignment. So like the assignments will be marked complete only when you submitted your report, and then you filled in 2 peer reviews. Then there is another submission for the final report. There is also one more assignment. So some people were confused. Let's see if I can do like this again. No, fine. We can go there again, and I just show like in assignments. There is something else called peer review is due, and I think a couple of people submitted their report here, so I tried to contact them personally and say, no, please submit here. But this is my fault, because I also added the submission here, because that was before I figured out how to do peer reviews on Canvas. So now I just marked it as a deadline. So this is just so you have it in your calendar, in your course calendar, and you don't miss that. Please finish your reviews here. Canvas also sends reminders that you should do that. All right. But here you don't have to submit anything. And now I disabled submission. So only here, I also tried to add more information about the show rubric and how it should look like for you. If that is working, you get 2 reports to peer review, and that happens automatically on after the deadline. Until then, if I do try to go and press the button like once per day. So those of you who have already submitted, there's like 34 reports. You should have already gotten a report to review. So please go and check it out. Yes, and if you want one more walkthrough, Fredrik in that video, right? He shows also pretty well. Right? Did I show this? You're like
No.
this. No, right? You didn't the same. I'm like trying to point and say no one is saying anything. So yeah, this is the edited submit report for review. So here you should submit, and here I showed that I corrected that this is just a deadline, so you don't need to submit here. I also added the project presentation, also just as a deadline. We are not, and as a reminder to to go here. Yes, that's it. And this is also your kind of, you can treat it as a checkpoints for everything that is required to pass the course. Now is like the last push. Like, don't forget any quizzes, don't forget your peer reviews, and project presentation, final report submission after everything is done, and that will be next Friday afternoon. That's when everything needs to be in the system. And that leaves us a couple of weeks to process everything and report grades and so on, which might be delayed until until after vacation. But we'll
worth mentioning though, for those who want to finish in August, what about the quizzes, since they are actually closed up on course end?
Yeah, so I will just refresh. So next week, after everyone has done presentations, I will just refresh the deadlines. And you will get the new deadlines for the quizzes. They are still available, though. I think. I don't think they're closed.
They're closed on next Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, they're closed next. So do it until next Saturday, and then when this kind of iteration of the course finishes, I post a new new deadlines. So and then the course also gets a new end date, which is like end of August. Here's again, if you will be wondering about your grade, please refer to the study guide. This, like the formulas and how we define grades, are all here. Here is also again your check boxes, right, for things that need to be completed. Then if you are not in the higher grade with the complexity of your project, then still please, like, barely passing or passing well, right? What can distinguish you is the quality of your report, quality of your presentation, that you really showed that you have followed through and that your project works, and that you have also been participating in on Discord and workshops and basically made an effort. I think there are quite a lot of students that kind of still ignore Discord and really like hang out on Canvas. Like I see them on Canvas, I see their submissions, but haven't seen them on Discord. But hopefully they find their way to presentation at least. So that's why I also added like a project presentation here, and that it happens on Discord and where you sign up. So hopefully we don't drop anyone there. So now, what else do we have?
We have our last workshop.
I would
today.
like to.
Yes.
Yes. I would like to add two things though. One is, like, we had several questions about using LLMs like ChatGPT to finish a report. Correct me if I'm wrong. I encourage the students to do that. Like if they wanted to make a really neat report, and also the Markdown language in HackMD, it's good that if you use ChatGPT to find the syntaxes. But then I also suggest, like, if you put any code, make sure that you understand, because they're gonna be control questions on the exam day. At the end of the day, this is a course, so we should have some control questions. So if you're writing a part of the code, or if you write something complex, then make sure that you understand, at least read about it. So then, because we had some questions yesterday about plagiarism, and we were like, I mean, using the ChatGPT is not plagiarism, but if you don't know what you're doing, that's bad. It seems that you didn't do the project yourself. So that's one thing. And the second is that, as you also mentioned, some students, like, they barely showed up on Discord. And we have seen yesterday evening, really late evening, with Joachim, that a student didn't sign up for high grade, but it was an amazing project. We saw it as a really nice project. So if you feel we have the last chance today, we know that time passed for a higher grade, but if you fulfilled, if you're already done the project, and if you're finished with the report, you have the last chance today at 1, 2, 3. So join us today. So talk about, if you're unsure, that if you can present for high grade, like, because the higher grade slots is a little bit longer, so we give you more time to present. So I just wanted to elaborate these two for today.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. I think with these AI tools in general, like I use them a lot in my work, but they are also worthless if you don't understand what you're doing. So like we're gonna see that, especially at your presentation. And you already got a lot of materials for the basic project, so it's important that you just understand them, right? That's really like the bare minimum, and that you, like, GPT is not going to connect wires for you or demonstrate that it's working if you just have like a random data generation in your code instead of actual sensor data. We're also going to see that. So please, like, double check that. But I think these tools are great for proofreading. So just stick like a prompt, something like, oh, here is my report, make it a nice academic English. Like if you are not experienced in writing reports in English, use this as a chance to learn and improve. So that is like how it's where these tools shine. So prompt like that, or even actually explain to me how I can improve my academic English in this report, and it will give you a new text and also explanation of how you can use it in the future text. So that is great. The same if you want to write your paragraphs in Swedish, because that's easier for you. Translate this to academic English for my report, dear GPT. Also amazing. Or like, here is my markdown template, generate a table of contents for it. Amazing. Like, generate code for me to insert this image into my report so it's aligned to the left or to the center, whatever. Amazing. So this is what it is for, and basically I use it to polish and really fine, get a nice feel from your report. So that's it. And yes, please come to the to the last workshop. We're here for you. Next week, what we have is that on Monday, I'm going to have a guest lecture about IoT forensics. I think this is amazing. So like when they use sensor data to investigate crimes. It's from Swedish police. We have a guest speaker, and they have a research project at Linköping University about this. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I hope you can join. It will be Monday afternoon. We will have our kickoff and final wrap-up video with hopefully some showcases of great projects of this year on Friday. But we won't have active workshop sessions because we're going to be all busy listening to your amazing presentations. Like, the schedule is already filling up, pretty busy. So yes. The rest of the gang, Carl Johan, Charlotte, Nas, how do you think this week went on workshops and in terms of questions and the general mood of the students?
Yeah, I think it was good. It was very fun to see like all the projects that people were putting together and like the last steps of it. And yeah, I know also some people are still trying to catch up and stuff like that, but also don't worry if you have to take it in August as well. It's fine, but it will be fun to see the presentations next week.
Yeah, it's been fun to help out with the last minute fixes where there's not enough time to order parts anymore, so you have to cobble together something with the parts at hand. So there's more DIY solutions to get things to work, like make the power bank not shut off, or I need cables that can connect all my parts. What should I do? What should I do? And then you can help out with the DIY solutions. It's been fun.
Nice.
Yeah, other than some instances of like small bug fixes, most students seem to be on track to be like writing their report now. So I think they're getting ready for the presentation. For the report, as we have already said, you don't need to have everything completed by this Sunday. So just submit what you have. So hopefully you'll be at least 50% completed, like 50 to 80%, let's say. And then next Friday is the final deadline for the first iteration of the course. So you have quite a bit of time to, I guess, peer review other students, but also receive feedback from them. And then the way that we grade is kind of almost like a checklist. So you need to have all the sections that we ask for, and you'll see that in the peer review when you review others' projects. Yeah, and try to keep the reports brief and concise. So don't put too much in there, but put enough so that if you were to kind of redo the project yourself, then you'd be able to kind of follow those steps to kind of set up the project once more. Another recommendation that we've already mentioned also is that for some of the sections, like for instance, where you describe setting up the development environment, feel free to use hyperlinks to tutorials that you followed on HackMD from the roadmap, so that you're not kind of reinventing the wheel. So that's completely allowed. And yeah, I think that's all. Today's the last workshop, so please come between 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. to get help. And yeah, we'll see you there.
We got some more questions about peer reviews on Discord, which I'm reposting here. So, what guidance in general, how to do it? I would say, yeah, basically be polite, and that's the most important thing. Be gentle to each other, but also try to provide some constructive feedback. I see some people just writing, "Oh, great project, great report." That's it, right? So try to elaborate what was good or what maybe you didn't understand, but and also what was not so great. Yeah, especially like if you see directly, okay, the code does not work just from reading it, right? If without even trying, do comment on that as well. I think code review is also part, so it's like a project review, not just a report review. So if we can catch that before it comes to examination next week, it is just good. Maybe they posted the wrong code, so it is old, and then did notice and so on. So in terms of points, right?
Yeah, it's going to be full points for that.
Yeah. So no, but I mean, like there is a part where you have to score like the code, so you can deduct points if you think the code is not correct. So like the text is there, but it is wrong in some way, then I think points should be deducted. But it's not so important how many points you give in this review. It's more like that you provide the student, the other student, some chance to improve on their work, and you also help us, because when we grade, we will go back to this assessment that you have done, and see like, okay, did the student fix those issues or not? Do I see the same issues or not? But it doesn't mean that I will just in some automatic way score people on whatever they got on peer reviews. We're still gonna, as teachers, gonna assess the project again. Yeah, and there was another question here. You don't have to check if the code works. It will require a lot of setup, but you can kind of read through it. Now, also, obviously, some people have like different platforms, and maybe you don't even understand the code that they have written. But if it is within your kind of expertise, please do read it. And yeah, if you see some completely obviously wrong things, report that to the student in that rubric comment. Yeah, exactly. Some code won't work unless you check it with the Raspberry Pi code, they say. So yes. And another question here. I think we have answered it before, but let's take it again. Can we keep editing the report after submitting it? Short answer is yes. That's why it is an URL submission. So just continue editing it, and also don't wait too long to submit it either. It is you can always leave a comment like, it's incomplete, I'm still working on these things. The final submission of the report will be after your presentation. Basically, that's when we do a final check of everything. Yes. Yes, you guys are in the wrong channel if you discuss too much. I can't read this, but yeah, I think that was it. So yeah, please do ask if you have any more questions in question and answers, or in in general, and we'll try to answer. Otherwise, I'm trying to lose my voice now after talking for half an hour. I was a bit sick as well in the week. So yes, would like to wish you productive time working on reports and peer reviews and preparing for your presentation, and see you next week, right? See you Monday, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.